That's why we see these passing stats. That's why we see these offensive numbers that's going through the roof. You remember when you first started when you first started watching the game and the way you started covering the game, what defensive players could do to offensive players? Do you think, Tom, if they could attack the quarterback, if they could attack the receivers like they once could, you think these guys would be playing as long as they did when you could clothesline, you could hit the guy upside his head, you could do anything? No. No, but you had to clean that up. The lawsuit changed a lot, Skip, and I get it. They did a lot of this cleaning up for the betterment of the game. But Tom Brady is absolutely right. You find a defensive player for a quarterback throwing a bull-jive ball. Find him. He the one that put the receiver in the position. What do you want the defensive guy to do? So for me, I used to tell John all the time, I said, bro, I'll make every play on the ball you can. Just give me an opportunity to protect myself. I say more times than not, if I'm going to go up across the middle, throw it a little bit. I say, I just want a chance to take the shot in my back, not my face. Okay. And so that was my philosophy, Skip. I'm going to do everything I can to not let him get picked off or anything like that. But just give me an opportunity to protect myself. But a lot of times these quarterbacks put these receivers in harm's way. The guy just coming in to make a play, and he gets fined unnecessary roughness hitting a defenseless player. How is he defensive? He got on helmet and shoulder pads. What the hell he think was going to happen if he tried to catch the ball? The guy was going to hit him. He's not defenseless. But Tom is absolutely right, Skip. We punish the defense for a lot of time an offensive mistake. But, Tom, your numbers have benefited from this.
I got it.
But you didn't want to hear him say it.
Well, no, you can't tell me you're not surprised because you're saying no one in the history of the game has benefited from protective rules like Tom Brady. Well, then why would he then criticize the very rules that have protected him the most? Because that's what he's doing. He's saying this is all baloney. We're going the wrong direction. It's hurting the game. He had a quote about that it's destroying the game.
Right, it is.
Okay, well...
It's too late. That's Skip. I done benefited from it. Skip, it's kind of like in the housing market. There's a lot of people that bet against for the housing market to crash. They make billions and billions. Well, let me tell you how you can prevent future things like this from happening. Why you want to tell you benefited from it? You already got your cake. Well, Tom's like, I already got my Super Bowl.
So why wouldn't you be surprised he's saying this?
No.
I'm shocked. Have you ever heard a quarterback say anything like this? I haven't. Nobody. They wouldn't because they are the most protected player on the field because they are the game. They're the box office. They're all anybody cares to watch.
But Skip, I think Tom is at a place now where we're seeing a Tom Brady that 5 years ago we would have never saw. Decade ago, I know we would have never saw. But he's getting a lot more comfortable, Skip. He's getting a lot more like, you know what? I'm going to say what the hell I want. I'm going to say what's actually on my mind. Maybe it's because Coach Belichick wouldn't have wanted him to say that. I think him getting out from under the Patriot way and being like, you know what? I'm my own person. I'm going to say this because it's the truth.
Okay. To me, this is nothing but GOAT talk. This is supreme confidence from the greatest player. I think he's the greatest football player ever. Obviously, the greatest quarterback ever. And he's saying that I don't need those rules to help me because it's not fair to the defense. He's basically telling you he's operating at such a high level that he wishes that they would call it more for the defensive side because it would make the game even harder for other quarterbacks. Because what he's talking about, for example, when I used to play against Ray Lewis, you know how that was.
Yeah.
I wouldn't throw the ball in the middle of the field because my receiver's going to get knocked out of the game by Ray Lewis. If I throw it the wrong place at the wrong time, I'm going to get somebody, quote unquote, killed. Right? It's hard not to throw it to them unless you're the GOAT because you know and I know it's happening so fast, and if it's 3rd and 2 and all of a sudden little Julian breaks free on an option route toward Ray Lewis, it's hard not to be a little panicky like most quarterbacks and just say, I got to do this. And I hope Jules can hold on and avoid the crush shot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, most quarterbacks can't do that, and yet he's saying he wouldn't do that. His mind is operating so quickly that he'd see Jules pop open, but Ray's there, so he goes to next progression, whoever it is. It's the tight end. I'll hit him for 2 yards.
But, Skip, the thing is also, it's not only the receivers. the quarterback, the quarterback, the hit. Skip, remember the swipe to the head. Now that's a penalty. You can't tackle the quarterback below the waist. That's a penalty. They changed that for Tom. Because if you remember, Skip, that's how Kurt Warner got his start. Rodney Harrison hit Trent Green in the knee in the preseason game. They didn't change.
I saw it,
Skip.
and I was like, oh, my God.
And they didn't change the rules.
No, they did not.
That was in '99. This happened in 2008, and they changed. So basically, a decade later, they changed the rules for them.
But it was opening day, and you lost Tom Brady for the whole year.
It was Tom Brady. It could have been opening day. It could have been closing day. That's Tom Brady versus Trent Green. And Trent Green was a very good player, Skip.
He was.
But at that point in time, he wasn't the Trent Green that he became in Kansas City.
Yep.
So it was a different situation. Peyton Manning.
Okay, but if you lose Tom Brady in the opener, it hurts the NFL as much as it hurts the Patriots because people aren't going to tune in to watch, you know, Matt Castle.
Who were the guys that, Skip, that went to the NFL and says, we want better access to the football instead of us getting something to do with them the day of the game? Let us have them earlier in the week so we can get used to them. It was Tom Brady. It was Peyton Manning.
Okay.
Those guys move it. Those people listen to those guys.
Okay. So he's going so far as to say that the way they call it today creates bad habits for players because you feel like you can basically sort of get away with anything.
Yes.
So he even referred to a play that you showed one day about Justin Fields. You know what play I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And he's saying that even though this got called as a helmet-to-helmet hit, and he got it was Andre Smith. This is the play. Ooh, this is a Lord have mercy. Got his helmet knocked off.
And you and I both remember when that was not a penalty.
Yep. Well, he just went helmet to helmet.
Yeah.
Okay, so Andre Smith had him dead to rights and should have just gone a little lower, just got him around the waist and taken him down, and it would have been okay.
Right.
So a penalty got called on that. But Tom is saying that was actually somebody else's fault.
That was a mistake on the offense that you punished the defense for.
So he said, I don't know who made the mistake. It's either the block was missed or the young quarterback has to see that coming because that's your eyesight, right? Okay, so it's not your blind side. And Justin Fields is his head spinning 1,000
You won't make that mistake again, I bet you.
I hope not. His helmet got knocked off, and he's lucky his head wasn't in it.
Exactly.
Right? Okay, so Tom is, most quarterbacks would say, throw him out of the game for that hit. Tom's saying, that's not the defense's fault. You know, you gave him like a super highway right to the quarterback, right?
So basically, because your offense made a mistake, the defense capitalized on the mistake, you reward the offense.
Yeah.
They blew that. I believe Justin Fields blew the call. I believe it looked like they identified the four. They said a Louis call. That means they're going to slide. We got the 4 down linemen. We got the Mike. So if those 4 linemen, we got them. That Mike backer comes, we got him. You're hot off the guy. It looked like an underfront to me because the backer was walked to the edge. You're hot off him because it's scat protection. Well, then why you punishing the defense because you didn't realize that what the line had done and yada, yada? No. But, Skip, quarterbacks benefit from this because we saw Tom Brady or Chris Jones. Actually, Chris Jones didn't hit him in the helmet, but they thought he did. We saw Terrell Suggs get a play like that in the playoff game against Tom Brady.
He did.
So the quarterbacks is benefiting. You and I both know if they can still hit the quarterback like that guy hit Justin Fields, there's no way in hell Tom Brady is still playing year 22.
Well, he's basically saying, I didn't deserve those calls. That's what he's saying here. He's basically saying that the hit on his knee, the opening day 2008, that it was our fault. You know, somebody missed the block.